They are trying to take over our country.
Congress quietly moves to integrate U.S. and Israeli militaries.
To put it bluntly, they want our military to be theirs, okay? The 2027 National Defense Authorization Act would, quote, all but fuse the two countries' armed forces together. And that is only one of a laundry list of items that Israel has taken to try to take over our country.
Quite a year for Israel. Buy TikTok and censor. Buy CBS and censor. Buy CNN and censor. Buy influencers. Charlie Kirk gets killed. TPUSA becomes more Israel. Geofence churches. 1,000 pastors become Israel ambassadors. Replace MTG with pro-Israel. Replace Massey with pro-Israel.
Once again, it's Israel's world and we are just living in it. There's something not right here. I think they're lying to us about why we need to be building all of these AI data centers.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new 2 million square foot data center facility. Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
They're saying that that's what it's being used for, but I'm not sure because there's not that much need. It's like it doesn't take that much power.
So I told you.
Right, it's got to be some kind of surveillance thing.
I'm telling you.
It's not to power ChatGPT.
Block C, cell 824, maybe like 2 million square feet.
We have 10x probably around there in terms of the number of data centers and the capacity, quote unquote, of compute compared to other countries. So I do think it's weird. They keep saying we need like more data centers. We already have a shitload of data centers. They literally want the power to know what each individual is doing at any given time. So maybe it's not a physical jail that you go in, like cell 8C or whatever, but it's like they want the power to be able to monitor everybody at any given time.
Right, because what's happening? More and more people are going against Israel.
This is what it sounds like to live right next to an AI data center. Take a listen. Data centers are also sucking up so much water that parts of the Rio Grande are now bone dry. No more water. If you're lucky enough to still have water, it's extremely toxic and polluted.
This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center.
Wow.
And that's just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah.
And if you so dare oppose any of this, then you must be a bot or a paid CCP spy, according to Representative Anna Paulina Luna. In fact, according to new reporting from Ken Klippenstein, there's now a new intelligence agency that has been created specifically to track AI or anti-AI data center critics. And protesting the construction of new AI data centers could actually land you on the domestic terror watch list.
Wow, I guess I'm a terrorist.
A whistleblower who attended one of Peter Thiel's Antichrist lectures described what exactly he saw. It's sickening to think of how much power this guy has. Peter Thiel has held a series of private, invitation-only lectures exploring the concept of the Antichrist, including a highly publicized 4-lecture series. He doesn't treat the Antichrist as a mythical creature, he analyzes it through a socio-political and technological lens. He thinks the Antichrist will take the form of a global government system or an ideology that seeks to aggressively regulate and halt technological innovation. In these lectures, he has explicitly framed environmental and anti-technology movements as forces of stagnation that fit this apocalyptic warning. An actor named Duncan Trussell attended one of these private gatherings and recounted what exactly he experienced. According to Trussell, the tech billionaires don't believe the Book of Revelations has to be inevitable. Instead, they view the apocalypse as a project with bugs that can be engineered away using super advanced AI, biotechnology, and space colonization. He implies that these tech billionaires believe they have the power to step in, alter humanity's predetermined theological destiny, and reshape the future. Some of the ways they think they can accomplish this is by merging humanity with machines, achieving immortality, and colonizing the...
Every single conspiracy theory that I have discussed with somebody ended up not being a conspiracy theory, and this goes back to the 90s. The worst part is I don't have anyone to talk to about it, because everybody thinks I'm crazy or that I need to get off the internet, but they're refusing to look into the public files that are available to us. I'm a mom. I have guilt just for taking my child to school right now, after everything I've learned. And I'm telling you right now, y'all are choosing to be asleep. Y'all are choosing to not wake up, because the truth is scary. And the worst part about it is we're all seeming crazy or silenced for talking about it. And I can't get my family to even look into it. Their response to anything about this was, stop reading about it, quit being so worked up. They're eating people. They're feeding us humans. They're keeping us sick. It's all connected. It's in our faces and it's available. Y'all are choosing to not wake up. Y'all are choosing to not just look at it, because in your mind, that could never happen. Guys, the roots are so deep and they're so rotten. Everything we know about the world, every law set in place, every religion was just to keep us in line. And I just need to tack on, I am not suicidal. I want to live. I would never hurt myself. I am a safe driver. I would never run off. I would never disappear. I have a child and I love her so much, and I would never leave her. So if I'm hosting and y'all are thinking I'm a crazy person, that's fine. Think I'm crazy, but I'm not gonna let y'all be blind. This is serious, and I have no one to talk to about it. My family doesn't listen. I don't know what to do. And the thing is, there's nothing I can do until we all do it together. Because if you do it solo, you're silenced or taken off this planet. There's underground tunnels. There's so much underneath that we don't know.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a name. Now the Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points. A score in the 700s is considered good, around the 500 mark is not. For now, the number is a sort of bank credit rating, keeping track of everyone's spending habits.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules.
It forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here. We're used to it, and anyway, we don't have a choice.
But in an effort to keep all of its subjects in line, Beijing is taking the system a step further in 2020. It's aggregating data gathered by banks, private companies, and the state to rate if someone's a good or bad citizen.
By using the most data possible, the so-called big data, the system will play an important role in rebuilding a moral society.
The state will go over every detail of a person's life with a fine-tooth comb. Their financial situation, spending habits, career, even behavior on social media. Criticizing the government online or displaying outward signs of wealth is a no-no. On the other hand, praising the party or giving blood increases your social credit. Xiaowen Wang is a model citizen. She lives in Nanjing, a testing ground for social ranking. Married with a child, she has a job in a retirement home, no debts, and she wouldn't dream of jaywalking.
As a good citizen, I respect the rules of the road. If I didn't, I'd lose points on my social credit.
In theory, everything can be taken into account in the social score, even the most innocuous errands like supermarket shopping. When Xiaowen Wang makes an electronic payment, her purchases tell the state a lot about her. Buying cigarettes would count against her. On the other hand, nappies show she's an attentive mother. Beer could indicate alcoholism. She'd be better off buying water. In this pilot city of 8 million people, there are only 18,000 model citizens. For Xiaowen Wang, there are perks to be had, such as paying half price for the bus.
I get discounts for all public services, even at museums. And the library is free for me, thanks to my score.
Autopsies we did, we had a mantis being with about 5 other scientists in there. And we were working on a regular, actually human, but an extraterrestrial human that was not from Earth, that was born in somewhere else. And they were a lot larger than us, probably another foot or two taller, I think 7.5 feet to say the least, like the size of an NBA player. And it was a very white albino-looking skinned, blue-eyed person that I don't know why we were operating on him, but they did bring the mantis in because the mantis was able to somehow reactivate the brain through electric stimulation from them, even through a suit, and can memory recall what happened to the person before they died.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And that's why sometimes they are brought in. And they're very docile, very gentle beings. And when it's not that serious of a situation, it can be really funny.
How much like a mantis's face would this face of this being look like? Or
it is dead on. On the mantis, it is dead on that triangular shape with the bulging eyes. And it's all the same color. You know, their face and eyes are exactly the same color, so it's a little weird. They're usually a pale green. And they can change color at will.
Really?
Yes. And it's neat to see them in deep thought when they're doing these processes because it's a wave of rainbow light going back and forth through their face.
Really?
You kind of get mesmerized actually by it.
Wow.
I always love when they do that. I get so captivated, and I'm looking at them through the actual helmets that we use, these large glass spacesuit helmets, and they're just amazing to look at, especially when they move too. Like I talked about these other ET that move so fluid, but they're just more angled. Their bodies are just more angled. You know, they don't have the articulation that we do in our joints. It's usually one way or the other, but very precise.
Somebody come get her. Erica's being weird again. Yeah, there's something wrong with this lady. Drewski?
Breaking news. New leaked Epstein files suggest the NBA is scripted and the champions have already been decided from 2019 to 2026. Check this out. So here we have the email to Jeffrey Epstein. It says, "Hi Jeffrey, how are you? Where are you and when are you coming back to New York? Here's the updated list of the NBA champions for the next 10 years. Please keep this internal." As you can see, this is the list. These have been the champions for all of these years, and 2026 says New York Knicks. Probably put your money on New York Knicks.
Do you remember how there were 33 cases for all of the COVID stuff? Watch this.
Today we have 33 cases.
There are now 33 cases.
We have 33 confirmed positive cases. So today we have 33 confirmed cases. We have 33.
There were 33 confirmed.
There are now 33 confirmed cases, bringing the total number now to 33.
Wait. Wasn't there also 33 confirmed hantavirus cases as well? Suspicious!
A total of 33 people.
That's a 4-minute compilation, by the way, but you get the point. Well, I also saw something about the number 33 with the hantavirus, so I looked into it, and it just kept going. The first thing I came across was this silly, flashcard style video talking about 3 things that you need to know about the hantavirus. The first of which was that 3 people died while on board the cruise ship. 3 and 3. Not a big deal though, right? Well, while 3 died, there were 33 people infected on the cruise, and this wasn't even the first time. There was another cruise line called the Four Corners that also had 33 people infected, 13 of whom died back in 1993. 1993, by the way, was exactly 33 years ago. Oh, and on the most recent cruise, they were out on a 33-day voyage. Now, personally, all of this numerology or symbolism has me more worried about the sun rising tomorrow than it does the hantavirus, but let's just say you wanted to know more about the outbreak, perhaps something like the fatality rate. Well, it's about 33%. Now, it's laughable at this point, and surely there couldn't be anything else, but if you go back to Pfizer's 38-page document from COVID, you know, the one they tried to hide for 75 years, well, it contains 1,233 side effects, and if you scroll down towards the bottom, you'll find the hantavirus on page 33.
Andrew Sorkin, a financial analyst, went on 60 Minutes on Sunday, and it looks like something weird is going on with his eye. Is he shape-shifting? Because this comes at the same time that Candace Owens is claiming that Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Sam Altman are hybrid human aliens. And it was reported over the weekend that the CIA is using Ancestry and 23andMe to hunt down alien bloodlines in millions of DNA tests. Apparently, they're looking for individuals who have DNA and ancestry ties to a race of aliens known as the Nordics, who allegedly are extremely tall humans from Scandinavia with blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin.
Well, they ain't gotta worry about me. I'm not none of those things.
I mean, I know somebody that fits that profile. It's also suspect that in the Epstein files, Jeffrey reached out to Lawrence Krauss, an author, to pen an article to debunk claims of alien abductions. Considering that Juliet Bryant, one of Epstein's survivors, claimed that at Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, she saw Epstein shift in front of my eyes. It was like a weird hologram with big black eyes, like a reptilian sort of creature. I'd love to ask her if it looked kind of like this. Doctors will tell you that this is just an eye disorder. But who knows nowadays what's really going on anymore? Is it possible that the media is prepping us for human-alien hybrids? Or is this just another distraction? As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
It's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400-hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat, and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it.
I was on a vacation after we left government in the summer of 2021. We were on our friend Nat Rothschild's boat. We got picked up in Montenegro, and then we started sailing over to Corfu.
I'm working on an incredible project with my husband in the Mediterranean. It's massive in scale.
I think that's an understatement. Can you explain?
Yes, it is.
There's no power on this island. You're building everything from scratch. Correct.
Well, it's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400-hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat, and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it. We swam to the islands. We went on a hike, barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated.
I was on a vacation after we left government in the summer of 2021. We were on our friend Nat Rothschild's boat. We got picked up in Montenegro, and then we started sailing over to Corfu. And we spent a couple days in Albania. One of the nights there, Prime Minister Rama came to the boat. I had not met him when I was in government, but I was very, very impressed with his vision for what he wanted to do with Albania.
This isn't some empty rock sitting in the middle of the Mediterranean. This place is basically one giant nuclear bunker. We're talking tunnels connecting more than 3,000 smaller bunkers. And at one point, the island reportedly even had biological and chemical weapons plants.
Well. Turns out that Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner aren't just buying a private island to build a luxury resort. Sazan Island is Albania's largest island and is strategically located, once an isolated, top-secret, Cold War military base featuring thousands of bunkers and miles of tunnels. Now, why in the world would our United States Special Envoy for Peace missions need an island with all of that? So when Ivanka said this,
opportunity to help realize its potential and transform it, but with a lot of restraint and care, because the land is so beautiful that really the architecture has to be fully integrated into it, almost rise from it.
that's such a sweet story about preserving the beautiful land and the nature and building the architecture around that. But I wonder if you're building the architecture around something else.
Billionaire investor Peter Thiel reportedly moved his family from the U.S. to Argentina's capital, Buenos Aires, as a refugee from high taxes, political turmoil, and potential catastrophes like nuclear war and an AI meltdown.
You do have a bunker there. Is there something you know that we don't?
No, I think that's just like a little shelter under. It's like a
little shelter. What are you worried about?
Zuckerberg, Tate Brothers, Kardashians.
How many does Bill Gates have?
He's got 11.
Do you have a bunker?
I have like underground concrete heavy reinforced basements. Not because of AI, but just because of like people are dropping bombs in the world again.
With a crisis, he estimates this could push unemployment to 20% within 1 to 5 years. I'd be interested to see if you think that that's conservative or on point. Is this kind of looming disruption why the billionaires are building bunkers?
Yes, actually, it's one of the reasons. Generally, it's what they do, but I know a lot of AI CEOs now who've cancelled all public appearances, especially in the wake of Charlie Kirk and things like that. They think that that's going to be the next wave of anti-AI sentiment next year, because next year is the year that AI models go from not being good enough, the dumb member of your team, and again, the people listening to this will be like, yeah, the AI is not good enough. Then overnight it becomes good enough.
I want to take a look at the complexity. These are all different rooms down here. They're building a hospital. It's a military hospital. They're building all sorts of research facilities, also meeting rooms and rooms that go hand in hand for the military, using the ballroom. And the ballroom is really a shield and protecting all of the things that are built here. This goes, as you see, it's already up to the ground. This goes down very deep. You get a better view right over here. This is down because we've already done these floors. But these are already down 2 floors. That is down about 6 stories deep. That's big stuff. Normally when you build a ballroom, you build it flat. You just build a ballroom. It would have been built. The complexity of this, and again, it's all knit. It's all knit together. Between the drone proofing, the missile proofing, we have, and the drone capacity upstairs. We can have all sorts of military up, whether, I hate to use the word snipers, but we have great sniper capacity. It's built for our snipers, not the enemy snipers, our snipers. And because of the height, we get a very clear view of everything all over Washington. Yeah.
If the world's richest billionaires suddenly try to flee the country all at once, an elite tracking system will now trigger an apocalypse alarm. An American programmer has officially launched the Apocalypse Early Warning System. The concept is simple. It monitors the exact flight data of over 11,000 private jets owned by the world's elite. The system filters out normal air traffic to isolate the specific transponders of tech moguls and politicians. If the tracker detects a sudden, massive swarm of billionaire jets all taking off at the exact same time, the alarm jumps to level 5, which is called duck and cover. We already know elites are obsessed with apocalypse insurance. Mark Zuckerberg has a fortified compound with a massive underground bunker in Hawaii, and OpenAI executives have literally admitted they plan to build bunkers before unleashing advanced AI. Unsurprisingly, billionaires are biting back. Elon Musk famously banned flight trackers on X, and the US Congress is currently reviewing a privacy act to hide private jet broadcast data from the public. If the billionaires lose their privacy, we get a front row seat to their escape route. If the alarm goes off, where are you heading?